Welcome, and today our topic is about supplying words or expression that complete analogy. But before that, let me first read to you our learning objectives. After going through this video, you are expected to number 1, define analogy. 2, analyze the relationships between words used in analogy. 3. Determine the appropriate words or expressions to be supplied in analogy. And lastly, supply other words or expressions that complete an analogy. Now, this video is designed to help you understand and master the topic about analogy. So now, let us find the missing piece in each item by observing how the two first words are related. So for the item number 1, night is today, as happy is to, what do you think is the answer? Sad. Next, husband is to spouse, as baby is to infant. Next, thirst is to drink, as study is to good grades. Next, student is to classroom, as live is to tree. And last item, fish is to sea, as a lion is to forest. So let us discuss the important points in the task that we have just answered. Now, what do you notice with each pair in every item? If you say that they show relationships, then you are correct, because the term that means word relationships is called analogy. And it's like a word puzzle that contains two pairs of words. The single colon represents the phrase is to, while the double colon represents the word as. Now, an analogy shows comparison between things that have similar features and often used to help explain a principle or idea. And it helps you understand something abstract or in common by comparing it to something familiar or common to you. Now, take a look again at the pairs of words in the task that we have answered a while ago. In item number 1, which is night is today, as happy is to sad. So what do you think is the relationship of the paired words? If you say that the pairs show an opposite relationship, then you are correct, because night is the opposite of day and happy is also the opposite of sad. And that type of analogy is called antonyms. What about item number 2? The pairs show a similar relationship or have the same meaning because husband and spouse have the same meaning, as well as the second paired words, which are baby and infant. Thus, this type of analogy is called synonyms. Let's proceed to item number 3. What do you observed? The analogies contain words that are the causes or the sources of some actions or conditions, which are thirst and study, and the other words that are the effects or the results or consequences, which are drink and good grades. And that type is called cause and effect. Then let's have item number 4. What does this analogy consist of? If you say that it contains the part or section or something larger than the whole or the entire entity, then you are absolutely right. In this case, student and live are parts of classroom and tree, and we call this type of analogy as part to whole. And the last item is number 5. What do you notice with the compared words? Do they tell locations? If you say yes, then you are correct, as sea and forest are locations for fish and lion, and that is called location as a type of analogy. So again, The term that means word relationship is what we call analogy. And there are types of analogy, and these types include antonyms, synonyms, cause and effect, part to whole, and location.